So we're going to have a look at the new Thermion 2 XG50. Now this is the standard model. The previous XG50, or the one that's already out with the LRF, was only available in LRF format. So that was priced at £4,500 plus. This one, the standard one, is priced at £3,500 plus, which is a massive difference in price. I'm not sure why, but nevertheless, it's a bargain. So this being the standard format model. See some of the packaging. You get your Stream Vision little booklet there, and your quick menu, quick setup, startup guide there. Let's have a look at what's in the packaging. So, packaging wise, as with all the Pulsar stuff, really high quality padded case. Everything's compartmentalized type of thing, so there's little compartments for everything. So here you have a USB-C connector, a USB-C plug, should I say, adapter charger to charge the unit, either within the scope or using the battery dock. You've got a dual battery dock there, which is ABS-3, it charges ABS-2 or 3 battery cells. You have an ABS-3 battery cap, and you have the ABS-2 fitted to it, which is more low profile. The ABS-3 is higher profile, and it does give you extended run times. I do prefer the look of the shorter cap personally. You've got a recoil eye cup there. We've got an ABS-2 battery spare with a cap. There is a battery built into the unit. You get 2 now thermal zero on targets. Dust cloth, USB-C, USB connector. That USB pulls off, so some people don't realise it pulls off and converts to a dual USB-C point. Some people don't realise that, but it does. So we'll put that to the side there, and we'll have a look at the unit itself. So we'll pull that out, and we're going to pull this out as well, because we're going to have a look into this. So there's a lot of different stuff on the market at the minute, but Pulsar's quality in my mind. So you've got a spring-loaded lens cap. You push that, it springs open, locks in place. Nice quality finish. You can move that wherever you want. The focus adjustment on this XG model now is slick as you like, really smooth and easy, free to move. That's an improvement. The scope itself has an inbuilt ABS-5, and you can use an ABS-2 or 3. So the benefits of this is, if this was flat and I was going out shooting or whatever, and I'd forgot to charge it, I'd be like, it's going to take forever to charge. But with the ABS-2, I can just pop in another rechargeable cell, and I'm good to go if I've got a couple spare, and it's not going to spoil the night. Same with the ABS-3 as well. You can just pop them in and you're good to go. Other scopes have only got built-in batteries, and you can only really use the small disposables. They only really last an hour, so they're okay for an emergency backup, but unless you had a pocket full of them, you'd get sick of changing them every hour. The ABS system's a much better design in my mind, so that's a big plus point for this sort of model. These are charged in the side. You can charge it within the unit, the internal and external one, by plugging it into any USB-C source, or you can charge it, the batteries, the external batteries, within the dock. So this is the encoder wheel. It's silent. A lot of scopes you see on the market, they'll be click, 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 click. Well, you don't want a turret that's clicking in a hunting situation. So this is, you can feel it as you turn the dial. It's noticeable each increment, but it's silent. So that is a good point. The button in the side is recessed. You cannot knock this. You cannot activate it. This does nothing until you push the button. So if this was on your back, a rifle sling, you're walking around, I've known other scopes that this side wheel's not recessed and it gets knocked. And what happens is it goes into menu settings as you're walking around, it's scrolling around and everything's getting changed. Total, absolute bad design, pain in the butt. Do not want that at all. So this is recessed, which is where a knowledge of what you're using the kit for comes in. That's good. That's how it should be. It's there. So you're not going to knock anything. A single press will go at the quick menu. A long press will activate the main menu. So, and the quick menu will activate brightness, contrast. Depends if you've got user mode activated, which is basically it retains the contrast and brightness settings of each mode that you select instead of defaulting to the default values of each mode. So you've got normal, high and ultra, which basically just affects the gain for the overall image. What I would use personally is normal mode, the lowest mode, and I would just pump up the contrast to suit the individual night conditions. So you don't want it too punchy where it loses like detail in the surrounding terrain, and you don't want it to lower the contrast where it's all sort of washed out. So you find a nice setting. Normally I run it anywhere between 8 to like 14, 15 on the contrast, and brightness is neither here nor there, probably about 8 or 9 depending on what you want, but I'll leave it in normal mode. I find it gives the best detail in the target and the overall image, and then I just adjust contrast. If it's a really bad night, I'll pump it up into, I'll change the setting and change it from normal to high and then alter it, but most nights I'll try and leave it in normal. So back of the scope, you've got digital magnification here. One press will magnify the full image, and keep pressing it will magnify up. This XG50 sensor, the 640 sensor, is really good for long range. It's a 2,300 meter detection range, and I've compared this against other 50mm focal length systems and equal pixel, because this is 12 micron 640 with a 50mm, so equivalent to like Thunder, TQ50s and iRay TH50s. What I find is using the full screen to digitally magnify, I think the XG50 gives you a sharper, more detailed image at longer ranges. Personally, it looks more natural, the image, and it magnifies and gives you more sharpness and detail. That's what I've found. If you hold this in, it'll activate your picture-in-picture, and you can then scale up by using this within the picture-in-picture, or if you press it once, you can then in 0.1 increments dial up that way if you want. If you don't want to double it, I just double it because it's quicker. Record button, single press records, press again to pause, another press it'll start again, or long press will save it, and you can take photos with that button as well. This is your power button, power's on, a single press will put it in standby, single press again, brings it back to life. This is your diopter adjustment at the back. Another nice little touch, pulsar stuff is all magnetic, so it just pops on like that, and it's really hard to pull off. Nice recoil cup, pop it off and it's out the way. The screwed ones you find, you see them screw on and they can just screw off and bits left in them odd times, but that's a nice neat little feature. It's all rubber coated. I've seen other ones try to copy this and they leave that metal, and if you wear glasses your eye sticks to it all the time and it's really annoying. So yeah, that is the XG50. Most people know what the graphic user interface and the menu system is with the pulsar side of things. Really good software, fast boot up, fast refresh rate, good natural image detail all round. These are all plus points of using a pulsar device. If you've already got pulsar, you know what that sort of system's like to start with. Who would I market this sort of scope as the XG50? Well, I can shoot rats with it, I can shoot rabbits with it, I can shoot foxes with it, shoot long range. I find it slightly less sensitive than the XP. The XP up close looks amazing. The XG still looks great, but you're gaining 2,300 meter detection range over the XP's 1,800 meter. So what the XP gains in slightly more sensitivity, the XG gains in slightly more detection range because it's 12 micron versus 17 micron of the XP. 12 micron, slightly smaller pixels will always be slightly less sensitive. In good conditions, it doesn't really matter. In bad conditions, you'll find that the bigger pixels of the 17 micron can perform and will perform better in high humidity and poor conditions. But like I say, this scope has now came down in price to 3.5, just over 3.5, and I think it's a total steal. If you don't want the rangefinder, some people don't like the look of that. They like the more streamlined traditional look of a normal scope without that on. And for 3,500 for a 12 micron 640, and it's the European Linred sensor, not the BEA of the old one, much better. These are a steal. And if I was going to go for a 640 50mm thermal scope myself, what I'd choose, it would be one of these, because they just work. Some people get other brands and they say these are better, this is better. Well, I've tried most of them, and yeah, some of them do look better. Some of them use a lot of filters to soften the image so it looks smoother overall, but they remove a lot of the in-target detail and overall scene detail by doing so, which, unless you've looked through other stuff, you don't really realise. Like a lot of the 12 micron Chinese stuff, it does look like massive overuse of like denoise and smoothing filters to filter it out, so there's no grain, but the grain brings detail. You need to leave some grain in, so these are great. If you like shooting foxes, just mag up on full mag, and even doubling the mag, because these are up 3 times base magnification to 6 times. It retains a lot of quality. It's good for the price point they're at. Definitely worth a look. So that's the Thermion XG50 640 resolution, 12 micron, 50mm, 2300 meter detection range scope, available now, and a steel.